Hello, my name is Matthew Forbes from the Music Workshop Company. I'm going to take you through how to tune some instruments, how to play them basically, and also how to read the notated music for them. To tune a cello, we have two things to help us. One are the pegs and the adjusters, or the fine tuners. The pegs are there for adjusting the tuning more drastically, so to go from to, which is actually the note I want. It's quite a long way, so I use the peg to get as close as I can, and we'll use the fine tuner just to put the finishing touches to the note. It's worth saying about the pegs that they're not cylindrical, they are tapered, so it's important when you're turning them upwards to imagine you're screwing into the instrument so that it grips. There's nothing that's keeping them there other than friction. There's no mechanical process. So it's important to get the grip of the wood on the wood. The adjusters are mechanical, they tend to be metal, and they need to be just screwed with the fingers. If you're trying to raise the pitch of the note, imagine you're screwing into the string, so clockwise, and if you're making it flatter, to go anti-clockwise outwards. So that is the mechanics of tuning of the instrument, and now we come to the actual pitches of the four strings and the notes themselves. So, here's how to tune a cello. The four strings are tuned to A, D, G and C, starting from the top and going down. The A is the note a minor third, or two white notes on the piano, below middle C. That note there. Now, if you have a piano, obviously you have the four notes available to you to tune, but firstly I'm going to show you how to do it where you've only got the one note, the A, because there are times when we have to tune when we don't have a piano particularly, but that is the A. The best thing to do is to sing the note, if you can, whatever your range is. So if you hear that note, sing it here and then keep singing it as you play. And you try and get as close to La as you can. That's just going to put it up very slightly. That's as close as I can get. So going down, the strings on the cello, like the violin, are tuned in fifths. So there are 5 notes of the scale that separate between them. Going downwards to the D is the next note down. So if you have a piano, obviously it's just A to D. But assuming we don't have one, it's the lower note, if you take that as the Do in the Do, Re, Mi scale, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So. So finding it from above, it's just backwards. So, Fa, Mi, Re, Do. And again, if you sing the note, Do, that's the sound that you expect. Do. Rather too sharp. So, Fa, Mi, Re, Do. Closer, might have overshot it. Also, cellists and string players generally like to hear the sound of the 2 strings at the same time. The purer the sound, the more in tune it's likely to be. For me, the lower string is still a little sharp. That's better. So, we're going down to the next string down, so it's another fifth. A fifth below D is, of course, G. D, C, B, A, and then G. Again on the piano, it's that G there. But if we were to do it with the voice, again, so it's So, Fa, Mi, Re, Do. If you have a higher voice, it's just the octave above, but it should be easily audible as the G is the do, so, fa, mi, re, do. Little flat this time. So, so, fa, mi, re, do. Still a little flat. Again, the purity of the interval. Also the fifth, the so to the do, you can think of it as twinkle, twinkle. It's easier to make the association in your head. Or even the last post. It's a very recognisable sound, the fifth. Happy with that? So I've got one more string to do. So, I can't quite sing that low, so fa, mi, re, do. It's going to be the low C. So, fa, mi, re, do. It's a little bit sharp for me. If we have a piano, it's this low C here. Not sure that piano's quite in tune, but not sure my cello is either yet. So, fa, mi, re, so, fa, mi, re, do. A little sharp. It's very important to hear the sound in your head before you try to tune it. And now we have, hopefully, a cello that's in tune. The one other way of tuning a cello, which some people like to use, is with the natural harmonics of the strings. This is slightly more advanced technically, but if you're happy with the A, the higher string, if you compare the octave harmonic, which is here, to the fifth harmonic of the next string down, they're the same note. So they should match. Again, there's a little bit of a margin for error, so those of you using this technique, make sure that you find the real sweet spot of the harmonic with your finger. And you can even do them at the same time if you can reach. And then, same string but at a different place. And I think it's important to tune with the bow because the sound is a lot clearer, and also just allow yourself the time to hear the note before you judge whether it's flat or sharp. Always give yourself the time. That's how to tune a cello.